The idea was that the huddle would play a critical role in keeping the spirit of the Women's March alive, building the movement beyond that first day, and setting a concrete plan of action. From a core group of women, the Eastside Huddle was born. We describe ourselves as a nonpartisan group of women who share values of respect, dignity, and justice for all human beings. We support political candidates who reflect these values and who represent Iowans with honesty and integrity. If you're interested in learning more about the Eastside Huddle or getting updates, we have a sign-up sheet right here at this table. As our huddle has grown, we have written postcards, we've called our legislators, we've formed alliances with other organizations, we've held fundraisers. We've consumed a fair amount of wine along the way. But every month we have grown in advocacy and activism. So the huddle started with a march. We marched through the first 100 days. We're still marching through the next 500 days. And we'll keep marching. Today, we're going to seize the opportunity as the first day of early voting in Iowa. In a few minutes, we're going to walk from here to the Jean Oxley Center, where you can be among the first to cast your votes in the midterm elections. If you need to register to vote, you can do that too. We have people who will be leading the march and people along the way to keep you on the route. They're expecting us at the auditor's office. We should have people there to greet us. And if you have your driver's license handy, it will keep things moving quickly and smoothly. If you don't have an Iowa driver's license, it's fine if you have your name, your address, and your date of birth. If you're registering to vote, you'll also need your driver's license, or you can use the last 4 digits of your Social Security. If you can't stay for the march, we really hope you can. You've got a couple of options. You can get an absentee ballot request. I believe Rashad and Mauricio, hi guys, are here and they can help you with that. There's really only one reason to take an absentee ballot request. Only if you can't stay. And along with that, if you haven't already requested one. If you've already requested one, you also can't vote today because you can't double dip. But you could still march, so we hope you walk with us. Your other option is to vote early at a satellite location. We've got information on satellite locations as well at this table, so feel free to pick something up. We're going to be hearing from 2 other people today, Anna Wood of Next Gen America, and Brianna Oxley, who is the granddaughter of Jean Oxley, for whom the center was named. It's my privilege now to introduce Anna, who will talk to us about the imperative of voting. Thank you.
Hi all. Good morning. My name is Anna Wood, and I am one of the organizers here in Cedar Rapids for Next Gen Iowa. I'm super excited to be speaking to such an awesome crowd of people today. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's raining and cold, but it's so important that we're all here today. So at Next Gen, I actually work to get young people out to vote. For anyone who's not familiar with the work that Next Gen does, we are actually the largest youth voter registration program in this country's history. Yeah. And it's not always the easiest work, but at this moment, I think it's more important than ever. Right? And this work is very personal for me as well. When I was growing up, I counted myself out of the political sphere without even thinking twice about it, because I was a young woman, and I was also the daughter of an immigrant, a mixed race person, and I learned that politics wasn't supposed to be for people like me. I saw people older, smarter than me, more male than me, being the main people participating in politics, being people voting, being the people elected to office. And I think that this is what a lot of young people learn to believe as well, particularly young women and young people of color and other marginalized people, that our voices simply don't matter. When we see, for example, women like Dr. Christine Ford, who have taken out serious allegations of sexual assault against powerful men, being ignored and not being taken seriously, it's easy to feel like our voices don't matter as young women. But it's also clear to me that things are starting to change. What changed things for me when I first got to college was finding people and organizations that told me that my opinions were important, that I could make a difference, and gave me the tools to actually do so. I learned about the people representing me in office and how to vote, and I also learned how to organize other people to vote, even more importantly. For me, that was a hugely transformational moment to find ways to actually help create what my city and my state and my country looked like. And I've personally talked to hundreds of young people right here in Cedar Rapids, across Linn County, who are starting to recognize just how important it is that they get out to the polls to be part of creating the future that they are going to inherit. That's why it's so important to me to be out here with all of you today, and why the presence of all of you here is so crucial as marchers and as voters, because we need to be leading the way on this first day of early voting to show folks across Iowa, especially those who might not vote so often, like young people, like other folks who have traditionally been suppressed from voting, the kind of movement that they can be part of. It's up to us and all of the friends and family and neighbors that we're going to bring to vote with us to actually decide the kind of Iowa that we want to live in. So I'm super excited to do that with you all today.
Hello and welcome. My name is Jean Oxley, and I am a government teacher here in Cedar Rapids. And on the lunch break right now, too. And for those of you that don't know, Jean and Mike Oxley were my grandparents. Jean has a lot of history in this area and throughout the state of Iowa as well. She was the first elected female county supervisor in the state of Iowa. She was the first female to serve as a county supervisor position in Linn County, as well as holding the longest serving county supervisor here at 24 years. And then later in her career, she became the president for the state supervisors board. She's unable to be here today, but wanted to express how excited she was to see such a great group of people, and specifically women who are dedicated and passionate about this topic, here to vote and make a difference. Voting is not a privilege enjoyed all over our earth, all over different countries, near and far. It's not even enjoyed all the time in areas around our country as well. We have spent a tough year adjusting to new voting laws, where some groups are more limited in their access to voting, as well as a lot of groups still not knowing the requirements to even go and vote for this year and next year. And throughout an ever-changing political landscape, Jean still has no problem speaking her mind, especially about going to vote while wearing her red shoes. One of the greatest things she loved while holding office was seeing the advancement of women throughout the political process while standing out and wearing their red shoes too. So today, in honor of Jean and all of the women of Lynn County who have gone to vote and make a change, let's join here and be the next movement to make a difference. And if you all want to join me up here on the steps, we are going to take a group picture to kick off our march. Okay. We'll go right there and we'll take the picture from here. So if you want to keep moving up. Yep.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Hey, Kirsten. Want to tell me why you showed up?
Why I showed up?
Yeah.
Because it's crucial that we all express our opinion and have that we're fortunate to have right here.
And what are your hopes for the outcome of this election?
I hope that it shows a sense of responsibility on the part of voters and a sense of what democracy should be in our country.
Okay. And have you voted yet?
I have ordered an absentee ballot.
Okay, so you're not going to vote today?
No.
Okay. All right. All right, Kay, why did you show up?
Because I was asked to.
Okay, so if do you show up to everything you're asked to show up at?
Almost.
Almost.